Greetings, Banff Warriors. Greetings. Welcome to the Results Kill Excuses YouTube channel. My name is Gregory Scargall. Sometimes I go by Greg. Sometimes I go by Banff. Sometimes I'm still trying to figure out who I am. And maybe you are too. Maybe that is something that we can find a place of connection here as I reintroduce myself, as I refocus my effort to serving and to getting my message out. And so I'm so thankful if you've been with me for a few years now, or if you're actually just trying to figure out who is this guy right now. I thought it was going to be really important for me to really reintroduce my message, reintroduce the vision that I have and the truth that I desire to share to the world at large. And it's not just to kind of puff me up. I'm not in this for fame. I'm in this for service. And service is a big part of who I am. I continue to volunteer all across the nation, doing disaster response, chainsaw operations, post hurricane, flood, tornadoes. I've also served my country here in the United States of America as a U.S. Navy hospital corpsman serving with the Marines. And service has always been a great part of me. And yet the reason why I am here right now is because I've figured out how to heal myself. And when I say heal myself, I'm talking about not just my physical self. I'm not just talking about my spiritual self. I'm talking about what I call the mental, the emotional, the spiritual, and the physical self. And that started 12 years ago, depending on when you're watching this. July 22nd, 2024 marks my 12-year sobriety from alcohol. I hit rock bottom. I absolutely crashed and burned in my life. And the sad part of this story is that rock bottom wasn't even my first hard hit in terms of alcohol-related incidents. I'm someone that over the course of my life, because of my addictive behavior, really started getting stimulated really in my preteens through my teenagers and certainly beyond. Having not one DWI, but two DWIs, and also have a really painful, right, arrest for domestic violence towards my ex-wife. And I come to you with a really open heart. I come to you guys with a tremendous amount of vulnerability, humility, but also with a lot of healing, growth, expansion, transformation from the inside out, where literally people that see me nowadays that maybe have grew up with me or knew me even just 5 years ago, when they see me nowadays, one, they don't recognize me. And why? It's, yes, I have transformed myself from the inside out because I have put in so much work on my spiritual journey, this healing journey, my hero's journey of knowing what it is to just fuck up in life. And then not to just put all the excuses out there, create all the victim labels, and to say, well, it was because of this and because of that, and this was the thing. And I had to finally wake up one morning post a 21-year marriage expiring, and I had to look in the mirror and I said, who am I? As I just saw 444. And the beautiful thing about that moment was I felt like I had a blank palette to work with, a blank canvas that when I was saying at 41 years, who am I did take some time to kind of think about all the negative things, but then I also thought about all the positive things. And from that point on, which was really 5 years ago, I really started putting in even more work and more work towards healing myself, towards being able to fix what needed to be fixed inside of me in order that I could actually trust myself again. Because again, I had my first major life altering situation when I was about 19 years old. I got my first DWI coming off of deployment and having a brand new Jeep, coming back to my hometown during a very festival season. And I rolled the Jeep. I literally should have been dead. No one was wearing seatbelts, totally wasted, dead man's turn. And I had a bunch of passengers with me. I can't believe that no one died. I mean, we literally had that hedge of protection, that there was just something greater for me to do in this life. And yet I didn't learn my lesson even then. That literally 9 years to the day, I got my second DWI. And that one was like, it felt like a setup. But yet the problem is that from the first one to the second one, I hadn't really learned my lesson. I was still acting irresponsible. I was still operating in a wounded state subconsciously. And that's been one of the major growth aspects that you're going to hear throughout my storytelling, throughout my messages, because I desire to be someone that is uplifting, inspirational, encouraging. But at the end of the day, the only way that you are going to see the changes that you desire in your heart, in your mind, in your soul, to actually become your 3D reality, is when you are challenged by yourself and you embrace challenges and don't avoid them, don't shrink to the challenges. And so that's a big piece of my messaging, is I don't allow myself to skip out on being challenged. And it really comes with what? Being comfortable with being uncomfortable, putting myself in uncomfortable situations. And I'm talking about mental, emotional, spiritual, and physical situations, so that when everyday life occurrences happen or don't go as planned or don't go the way that I expect, I can stay grounded. I can stay centered. I don't have to be powerless to my subconscious programming, to my emotional state of being. And yet, that's one of the greatest gifts that I've given myself along this 12-year journey, is I now can trust myself. I can literally trust myself in every situation. And I say that with a tremendous amount of confidence, not cockiness. This is confidence because I have put in the work. And it hasn't just been by myself. Like when I hit rock bottom, right? When I hit the absolute rock bottom that really spurred this most recent sobriety, this time of abstinence from alcohol, right? That didn't solve all my problems. And clearly you you giving up some vices, you starting to say, I want to put in some work to improve the quality of my life, to improve my situation, my circumstances, heal myself from the inside, right? It's not going to solve all your problems. I have bigger problems, bigger challenges every single day, but I have grown through every season, all the dark nights of the soul, right? I continue to grow and expand who I am, that I can take on these really big challenges. And whether I succeed or whether I fail through the process, I am not a failure anymore. I don't define myself in that terms. It's an experience where I am given more and more opportunity to evolve and expand and to truly become the highest version of myself for the greatest good. And that is who I am right here, right now. A servant giving back. I've gotten so far along my healing journey that it is such a blessing that I can truly connect with people like you and give back, to connect with vulnerability so that we know that, look, we all fail. And so many of us are afraid of that failure. That used to be at the top of my list. Now I'm afraid. Now the thing that drives me the most isn't fear of failure. It's fear of not recognizing the highest version of myself when my number gets called, when my day is done, when my life ends. I want to recognize the person that I see in the mirror then and say, wow, you did it. I did it. I did it. I didn't give up. The vision I had, the belief I had, right? The purpose I had was fulfilled. And so I really want to just welcome you on this journey. I want to celebrate you for giving yourself permission to try something new, to listen to someone new, right? To get out of your comfort zone, right? And just know that it's like the greatest honor for me to help support your growth and your expansion towards becoming the highest version of you. Because I truly believe that's what I think we mean when we say we need each other. It's not like a toxic needing. I think we need each other to be vulnerable, to be open, to really share our stories, right? To share where we failed and where we then succeeded, where we were able to turn a mess into a message, right? Turn our pain into our purpose, into our passion. And so I'm someone that comes to you having overcome addictions, everything from THC to alcohol to my food addiction to my sweets addiction to porn addiction, right? To just negative thinking addiction. But I'm also someone that, as I find myself in my mid 40s, I had a 21-year marriage expire, and it wasn't warfare. It wasn't divisive. I have an incredible, positive, uplifting, supportive relationship with my ex partner. We're both doing our best in supporting our children that are in their teenage years. And so I have a really big perspective on not only how to get through and redefine our lives after an expiration of a long-term relationship. I've also learned the nuance and the modern way of doing relationships. And we're going to get into that too, sexuality and divine and feminine masculinity, right? Divine masculinity, feminine masculinity, and how we all have a balance inside of us, and the roles that we need to do, and the healing work we need to do, right? I also bring, experience with healing trauma, because throughout my healing journey, right, I said it started with the rock bottom, hitting that rock bottom. And I had to come to an awareness where I was like, man, I woke up and I'm like, this ain't it. This ain't it. I know I'm a better, at that time, I'm a better husband. I'm a better father. I'm a better man. I'm a better son. I'm a better brother, right? I'm a better friend than this. I can't do this no more. And that was when I made the decision that nothing was going to stop me. I was sick and tired of being sick and tired. I knew that I had pain going on inside of me. And the craziest thing was that it wasn't until recently, that I started to fully understand trauma and how our childhood trauma literally it runs it runs you. You don't think you have trauma, but a lot of times we forget. A lot of times, in order for us to survive really traumatic experiences, emotionally speaking, during our 0 to 10-year-old time frame, we redefine it. We bury it. We can't delete it, but we bury it. We suppress it. We literally cover it with so many other things. And that really came to fruition. The trauma came to fruition. So again, hit the rock bottom, said enough's enough, sick and tired, time to get sober. So I had to give up the vice. Then I needed to get help, right? So I got professional help. I have had all kinds of different therapies. And then I had to put in the work, right? No one was going to save me. No one was going to take care of me. No one was going to heal me. And I'm not here to promise that I'm going to heal you. But I know that what I have experienced during this past 12 years, and clearly just in the breath of my life, to know that I now truly do have and can live this mantra, results kill excuses, because I was the biggest excuse maker, right? I was completely filled with excuses as to why I couldn't do this, why I couldn't do that, why this should happen and that shouldn't happen. And now it's like I live every day with intention to stack results. But you got to want it. And that's the thing, is it really does take, if you really want to change, you have to be more. And a lot of times you're going to have to let go of things that you really care about, things that you really love. And someone that even just in my own transformation body wise, like in my 30s, I grew up athletic, military, tip of the spear. And then I let it all go in my 30s. I got fat. I thought it was all over. I thought, oh, it's over. I'm a dad now. I'm in my 30s. I'm old. It's all downhill. And I couldn't be farther from the truth. I changed up my nutrition in the last 3+ years, 4 years now. And I'm more powerful, more energetic than I've ever been. And I'm all natural. So we're going to talk a lot about health and fitness. We're going to talk a lot about nutrition here. We're going to talk a lot about parenting, and not just parenting our kids, but parenting ourselves. Because see, the thing is a lot of us, we grew up so fast that we kind of took on that, parental mindset, that adult mindset at a very early age. And I'm speaking to you from like knowing what the fuck I'm talking about. That when we actually became real adults, like ain't nobody gonna tell us what to do no more. And the fault with that mental thinking is that, one, where we've become unteachable, and yet we can't figure out why our lives are such a mess. And two, we shut down to change. A lot of us have just said, you know what? I think I have a pretty good life. Because you get that measurement by looking down on others and looking up to see where really successful people are. And you look down on where people that you think are failing in life, and you say, my life's pretty good. And then you just settle, but you're still miserable inside, right? Can you really say that you're happy? That you're genuinely a happy person? That you don't need to see your team win or to go to an event, but you can literally just sit there in the morning in the quietness of the day with a piece of paper, right? And just really journal about how happy you are, how grateful you are, how abundant you are, how peaceful everything is. Or are you so uneasy within? when the truth really is revealed within yourself, like, no, you actually do need a lot of external stimulation and things to come from the outside inside to then give you a little sense of happiness. And I want to help you to overcome that, to break that broken record vicious cycle of self-abuse. It's abusing yourself. It doesn't serve you, and it doesn't bring you more peace. And so I'm just grateful to kind of hit the reset on this. And part of my reset, part of something that I have been working on is, a lot of people show up here and it's on YouTube, and it is inspirational. I spend countless hours listening to affirmations. I'm grateful for content creators that create content that inspires me, encourages me, motivates me, right? Cultivates that mindset of I can do more. And I want to do the same for you if this message resonates, right? Because I will always be authentic with you. I'll always be vulnerable with you. But one thing that God helped me to manifest, right, was this right here, the Transformational F Journal. It's a 12-week program that literally condenses my 12 years of healing into 12 weeks. And it doesn't mean that by the end of this 12 weeks, everything in your life is going to be perfect. No. But I can guarantee you, you're going to have a lot of traction and momentum taking your life in a whole new direction. But even me, having been here along this journey for 12 years, right? I'm still having to grow and expand who I am every single day. I can't just say, I'm here, 12 years sober, I'm good. No. One beer, one alcoholic drink, and all of that is gone. So the beautiful thing is that when you choose to change up your life, when you are really ready, because I'm not here to convince you to change your life. You got to be sick and tired of being sick and tired, because that is one thing that I know about me and my message, right? Is that when I was really ready, nobody was going to stop me. No one was going to stop me from getting the results that I desired. No one was going to stop me from that. And no one should stop you from that. But here's the problem. We stop ourselves. We literally stop ourselves from making the changes, from following through, from staying consistent, from staying committed, because we feel like we're stuck. But the thing is, you're not a tree. And the whole purpose of this life is to learn, to grow, right? And to become the best version of yourself. And a lot of people are just saying, well, I just need to figure out what my purpose is. And what I tell people that have that question is that our purpose, your number one purpose, right? If you are totally lost right now, the number one purpose for you is to be the best version of you. And so when you sit there and you ask yourself, are you the best version of you today? The answer should be yes, no matter where you're at. But when you look back at yesterday and you say, okay, what did I do yesterday that I know is not the best possible version of me? If you sat around and watched an extended amount of television, or you sat there on social media for an extended period of time, is that the best version of you? Or is there another version of you that could better utilize that time to invest in something that's going to build you up, that's going to increase who you are, expand who you are, make you, when you start to think about the things that matter to you, right? Are you emotionally healthy? Are you mentally healthy? Are you spiritually healthy? Are you physically healthy? Right? Are you spending enough time thinking about what you put into your body, even just in terms of food, that you're putting in the best, right? That you're only eating what you really absolutely need. And that when you feel uncomfortable, when you feel, right, some weird emotions come up, that you can start figuring out how to say no to that binge eating, right? Or you can start to say, like, if you want to feel healthier, then maybe you need to go and do things that move your body, that give you a cardiovascular challenge, right? Maybe it's hiking, maybe it's riding a bike, maybe it's going to the gym, right? Maybe it's kayaking or paddleboarding. But there are many things that you can do, and you know what you need to do. That's the beautiful thing about this life. I'm just shining lights saying, hey, 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 are you truly doing your best? Are you truly being the best version of you? I'm just shining lights. You already know what you can do and what you need to do. It just boils down to one decision. Are you ready to do it? Are you willing to do it? Because even saying I can't do it, that's lies. You need to know that you can do anything necessary that comes up in your own energy, in your own spirit, to change your life, to improve your life. For some of you, maybe it's going back to school. And I did that too in my 30s, right? And that was a challenge, right? Having a family, having children, right? Going and taking college classes. But I didn't just do one college degree. I finished 3 college degrees in my 30s, right? And I still am a believer that in our current social economic system, education does add value to who you are. I don't think it's the end all, but I also do know that education's never going to devalue me. I'm never going to be looked at, oh, you have education. That's terrible. No, it's not terrible, because it also shows that I'm a lifelong learner, that I'm someone that is open to learning new things each and every day. And I'm encouraging you to do the same. So, with that being said, I want to wrap up this introduction. I think that gives you a little bit of what I plan and intend to bring to the table. And I appreciate you subscribing, right? Engaging with the content when I put a message out there. If it resonates with you, comment on it. Share your like the similar experience, because so many of us, we feel we're alone. And the more and more people that share their similar experience, it helps us to realize that that's how we need each other. We need each other to be vulnerable and to be real and to be raw, so that we can find a little bit of hope that we can then act on to say, wow, I thought I was all alone. I thought I was the only person experiencing this. And I feel a little bit better today. I feel a little more encouragement that I can get through this difficult situation, that there is a path forward. And I'm here to kind of light the path, but you got to be willing to walk it. And I know you can do it. I believe in you. Will you believe in you? Will you fully give yourself permission to become the best version of yourself? Can you truly open up your heart, open up your mind, open up your soul to tell yourself, I am worthy by divine birthright, by no other cause other than you are a human being. And by divine birthright, you are worthy of whatever vision that is greater than where you're at right now. The visions that you have in your heart and in your mind and in your soul that are sitting in there, that most of us are scared to express because we feel so inauthentic, because we know who we are right now. And it is so in contrast to what that vision is. But I want to help you to start believing more and more that that vision is your truest self. That is your divine birthright. That is what your fullest possibility is. So I welcome you to join me on this journey as I put myself into service to humanity, to give back, and to be so blessed to be able to share my successes, my setbacks, my failures, right? My experiences that have given me my purpose, right? Beyond just being the best version of me. I now have the purpose to serve and to give, right? And to hold space for so many other people. And a big part of it is going to be the transformational F journal, right? 12-week self-mastery course, which will be coming to an app near you very soon. And when I say an app, the Results Kill Excuses app. So be looking out for that. But again, I thank you for just watching this video. If you made it this far, give yourself a high five. That means that you are serious about changing up, switching up something in your life. And I would love to have the honor to help see you through that, to cheer you on as you accomplish great things. I love you guys. You know the drill. Results kill excuses. It's all on me. Greg's out.